Hi everyone, this is Pete Delatorre, and I want to welcome you to BlockChain Talk. Of course, we are in season 2, and today is session number 8. Before we move on, I want to thank our sponsor, CrowdPoint Technologies, who have been a terrific partner in this journey throughout our first 2 seasons of BlockChain Talk. Today, we're going to look at the absolute basics on how you could get involved in the blockchain. We've heard a lot of wonderful things about what it is doing, what it can do for us, how it is changing the world and the business world. Well, today we want to take a little bit of a step back and get to the real fundamentals, and look at how you can get involved today. My guest will be Hunter Carrithers, and he is a rising star in the blockchain world. And as if you've seen him throughout social media, you know what I'm talking about. So let's sit back and let's watch that conversation. All right, everyone, here is my good friend, Hunter Carrithers. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Pete. How are you today?
I'm doing great, and thank you for coming back to the show, to season 2 of BlockChain Talk. We had a great conversation last time. We had a lot of fantastic feedback. The comments were off the charts. And it goes to show that you've becoming quite the blockchain influencer, a rising star. So congratulations for your dedication, for your research, and the time that you're putting into informing every one of us step by step. Today, for the benefit of the viewers and listeners, we're going to answer an ongoing question that everyone has, especially to all of you that are hearing great things about blockchain and all the wonderful things that it can do and is doing and how it's going to change our lives. So you're figuring, so how can I get involved? What do I do? What's the first step? We're going to get to that question in a moment. Before we do that, Hunter, let's see if you can help me with the first question about getting educated. Because we've got everybody on the planet now apparently teaching, talking about blockchain. How do we get through all of that as we figured it was going to happen, like anything else that's online?
Absolutely, Pete. And it's a very important component of all of this is getting educated, because as you've been able to see in the mainstream news, right, we've seen so many different companies and projects go through tumultuous times, really, and it's only heating up. And as you dive a little bit deeper into the space, you'll notice one out of a few trends, which is the obsession with security. And it's very much a needed obsession because it's very difficult. Whenever the internet came out, right, we were hearing words like modem and router and browser, and we didn't even know what these things were, let alone how to use them and stay safe while being inside them. And so we've got to stay educated and get really in tune with the security that's needed for this new technology. So how do we get involved and how do we get educated on this? So really there's a lot of building going on social websites right now. So if you look at Telegram and you look at Twitter and Discord, these are community social applications that are being used for people in the blockchain space to get together and build. And so where you want to learn is in these areas where people are building. So if you want to spend your time learning, my suggestion is earn while you learn, right?
What a concept.
What a concept, right? It's fantastic. And actually the blockchain helps us to do this. So right now, you can literally go to platforms that will reward you cryptocurrency for learning about everything from beginner to advanced concepts. Mm-hmm. And so basically, I'll give you a couple of examples right now. Binance Academy. Binance is an exchange where you can go buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency. They have their own learning academy that you can literally follow videos step by step and earn cryptocurrency while you do it. Another really solid platform right now is Coinbase. They have a learn to earn platform as well. I know CrowdPoint is working on a learning platform. I know they sponsor the show.
Yeah.
If I may give a quick plug for a friend of mine, his name is Sean, and he's a teacher. He got his master's in education, and his passion is to bridge the gap of education in the Web3 space. So they have this free access, earn to learn education platform called Knowledge Chain. And what's cool is it fuses NFTs with this proof of knowledge concept, whereby verifiably learning new skills and concepts, you can sort of level up and it gives you a track record, much like a diploma in college. And so this is just a few examples of how people can literally get started today and not only learn, but earn while you learn. So that's my answer to that, Pete.
All right. The world today and the success that we have in whatever endeavor we take is fueled in many ways by getting involved with like-minded people, people with the starting with the same core values that are on the same page. What we call a community. Many call it a tribe. How can we find the right community for us when it relates to blockchain?
Oh, great question. This has been something I spent a lot of time on in the past couple of years. The first most important thing I think is a foundational step is, what is your passion? So just like with anything else, you really need to identify what you're passionate about and what you're naturally good at,
Mm-hmm.
and then start to find the spots within those two spaces that meet together. And this is super important because it narrows down on something that's generally extremely wide open. So if you can do this first, then the rest is relatively the same or as familiar as going out and seeking employment or starting your own business in the Web2 world. But to your question about community, there's something really interesting happening in the blockchain space, particular to community, which is the opportunity to join a DAO. And I know people are like, what did he say?
Yeah. What does that mean? That's an interesting. It's an interesting concept.
WTF is a DAO, right? That's the common saying. So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. So in simplest terms, if you can visualize it, less of a top-down structure and more of something where everybody in the network is the CEO and part owner. Okay. And all these participants agree upon and depend upon smart contracts that
Mm-hmm.
contain the rules and procedures and governance standards of the organization. So remember when we used to have to go to work on group projects in school? Pete, maybe you remember you wrote a section on a Word document, and so did the other four members of your group.
Yep.
So you came to school the next day, everybody read each other's Word docs, and then you went back home and revised it and in your own section, and then came back the next day and did it all over again until Google Docs were invented. Then we could all literally have access to a single Word doc at the same time, write up our sections while being able to read and revise each other's sections in real time. And we didn't have to be in the same location to do it. Now, when it comes to DAOs, it's a bit more complex than this, and it gets a bit riskier when you have millions of dollars being funded by the crowd. So I'm not suggesting anything other than just getting involved and learning. And a couple of great examples of DAOs right now that you can knock out two birds with one stone, Pete, here is by learning and joining a community. So you can join DAOs such as Bankless or Odyssey DAO. And these are places that are actually meant to be learning journeys for the participants so that they can contribute their own work and effort in a community on a blockchain while also learning about the technology.
DAO is, you said DOW, like the DAO?
DAO, so decentralized
DAO. Okay, got it.
autonomous organization. Yes, sir.
Okay. I misplaced one letter there. So what's really cool about this is that you can be part of something. You can join. You can contribute ideas. You can uncover opportunities. You can exchange best practices. I mean, you that is the true essence of a community where everybody has an equal voice and equal opportunity to contribute, to learn, to make money.
Yep.
So and it's all involving what we've been talking about for over a year now, this incredible blockchain phenomena,
It's
which
true.
is changing our world.
There's a learning curve associated with this technology, and it's one thing to read about it, but it's another thing to get entered into this community. And whenever you have to complete particular tasks that require you to use the technology, that's exactly how you learn it and become more comfortable with it.
So we've talked about getting educated, and not only getting educated, but making sure that we're tapping into the right sources because, like anything else, we've been seeing this for years online. Um, there's information out there provided by hundreds and thousands of people. Not all of them are accurate. Not all of them are truthful. There's a lot of misinformation. So you've got to be very, very selective and try to understand who the source is and maybe do research on the source before you even take heart to what they're sharing. So that's important. And of course, we're talking about also an opportunity as you're learning to earn while you learn. Now we know that we can reach out and get and be part of something big, join that community. So all those things are wonderful. And I go, wow, I could, there's so many different ways for me to advance in my career, my life. So, all right, Hunter, how do I get started? What's the first step here?
Absolutely. So I think that once you've kind of gone through your own learning journey where you've become familiar and comfortable with this technology and the processes that surround it, and you've tapped into some of the communities and you've really got a handle on what's going on and how you can be part of it. Now you've entered a space where you have your passion deployed. Maybe you have your skills, whether it be analytics, product management, business development, venture capital, journalism, or even coding. Now you need to start crafting your message, your resume, and searching through blockchain related job boards if that's something that you're looking for, right? And I've got a great list of resources I can give you for your show notes if that's something that you want people can take a look at. But now, if you're specifically interested in buying or using technology like cryptocurrency and NFTs, it also requires learning and security. And so my suggestion right here, right now, is to create a bank account that is separate from your savings or any largely funded accounts, and use that as an exclusive account to open up a cryptocurrency account with some exchange like Coinbase. Okay. And there is a thing called a seed phrase that you will get when creating your account with Coinbase. You're going to want to keep that as protected as you would your bank account PIN code. Share it with no one ever. Okay. And purchase a small amount of crypto. I suggest starting with something like Ethereum so you can get acclimated with the buying process and the wait times. And then what you'll want to do is create a MetaMask wallet. Now, this is basically an NFT wallet to hold your assets off of a centralized exchange because you want to be the custodian of your own assets. Coinbase is a centralized exchange, and they own your keys when you're holding your cryptocurrency in their exchanges, which means you don't own it, right? You want to take your cryptocurrency off of there into a self-custodian wallet such as MetaMask and start there. Now, I can also provide a link that does a great step-by-step tutorial of how to buy Ethereum on Coinbase, create a wallet, transfer your Ethereum to your wallet, and then use it to buy your first NFT. But from there, it's more about learning about what projects you're interested in and how to get involved in the community. And to be honest, Pete, these are just the basics. And so if someone's listening and they say, okay, is that it? All I get to do is tap into a community, learn about it, and buy some cryptocurrency? No, this is just the surface. And what you get to do now is, let's take some examples. Today, you have credit card history that's recorded across all your different cards and debit accounts. But what do you get other than a few bucks back and a discounted dinner with all that transaction, right? Now we can use blockchain to create decentralized IDs. Right. And you can start using the power of your buying behaviors to not only earn rebates back, but connect with others to create powerful buying groups as well. Right. This is possible with blockchain.
But let me get back to my question, because this is important, because I got a lot of people around me and saying, okay, I'm hearing all these great things blockchain. What's the first step? I have a computer. What button do I hit? How do I get in there? That's what I'm referring to, because everybody's listening. I'm listening to all this, but what do I do? How do I get involved? What's the
Yep.
first step I got to do?
So my suggestion is to, like I said, be safe, create that bank account that's
Okay,
separate from your
got it,
other funds.
got it.
Go to coinbase.com or download the app Coinbase, just because this is the most user-friendly app out there right now for folks.
Uh-huh.
Create an account. It's a step-by-step process that they'll guide you through. When you create that account, you will receive something called a seed phrase or a recovery phrase. This is basically a 12 to 24 unique word password. And you want to share that with no one ever. I
Of
don't care
course.
if a customer service representative from Coinbase itself tries to ask you for this. You will never give that away, because you do that and all your funds are gone. So from there, once you created your account, it's very simple to connect it with a credit card or a bank account that you created and purchase a small amount of cryptocurrency. And that's why I was suggesting earlier to start with something like Ethereum. You see, if you purchase something like Bitcoin, the only use cases as of right now, which are great for Bitcoin, are peer-to-peer payments or storage of value. That's not going to give you strong engagement into what blockchain can do. And so I suggest something like Ethereum, where it is a application-based ecosystem where applications are being built every day and you can participate in that way. And so get yourself some Ethereum. Then once you've done that, you can create what's called a MetaMask wallet. Okay. Go to metamask.io is the official website for that company. Create your wallet. And then you can literally take the cryptocurrency that's in your Coinbase account and send it to your MetaMask wallet. And now you have your own cryptocurrency and your own self-custodian wallet. It's yours. No one can have it unless you give away your secret phrase, which you never want to do. And from there, you can do all sorts of things. You can start to go into these decentralized autonomous organizations and participate your own passions or your work to build different projects, to contribute. You can go and enter into new non-fungible token projects based on your passions and what they're offering and forms of utility. The world kind of starts there in the cryptocurrency space.
This is good, my friend, because like I said, and going all the way back in the day when the internet was introduced and websites were introduced, no one had a clue what it was. It sounded exciting, but the intimidation factor, which is again predicated on not really knowing, not understanding, will hold people back. And what we want to change here is that reality, and hopefully through the educational process that we're doing here on these programs, on these sessions, and folks like you and others, we can take away all of that, the uncertainty about it, and
Right.
start to flush it out step by step, very basically, like what we've done today. And I think this is important because what we don't want to see is anybody missing out. And and
Absolutely.
and this is the time.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. And just for folks, just as a last thought here, Pete, the reason you want to do this stuff, again, it's not because of anything other than getting your feet wet and involved. You see, when the internet came out and we started working with the internet, you didn't learn it until you went online and
You got to
started
get in there.
visiting
Absolutely.
visiting websites and clicking buttons.
Yep.
So the process of buying cryptocurrency, putting it into your own self-custodian wallet, entering into NFT projects or DAOs, that process alone is going to engage you in the very movements that are required in this new Web3 world. And that's what's going to teach you to get involved in how this whole world works.
You don't learn how to ride a bike by talking about it and watching others do it. And you learn to ride a bike by riding the bike. And
That's it.
that's what happens. And then you get better and better and better. And the more you ride, and if you don't ride for years, you have that muscle memory, and you'll be able to get right on that bike, and before you know it, move on there. So Hunter, this has been fantastic. I think our objective has been accomplished. Again, I suspect Our viewers are going to be writing to us and giving us feedback, as they always do. And again, you are a fast rising star in the world of blockchain. I know you've got some other interests as well, which is technology based. But thank you very much, buddy. We've got, you and I off air have talked a little bit about maybe something we can do down the road. We'll continue those conversations because you and I, we're at different points in our lives, but we have the same objective and goal in mind. And that's what community is all about. So I want to thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Take care of yourself.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye now. Hey, a big thanks to Hunter once again. As you saw, we talked about the opportunity to earn as you learn. We talked about getting involved in a community of like-minded people with the same passion for blockchain. And absolutely, we showed you and we talked about how to start today. Thank you very much for being with us. Continue to write to us. Your feedback and comments are invigorating us and allowing us to move forward and continue to bring you information on this exciting change in the world and in our lives. If you got a moment, follow me on all of my social media platforms, LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook. And if you got a moment, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pete Delatorre. You have yourself a fantastic week. Keep moving forward. You take care of yourselves, and God bless.